Hey there, memory keepers and planners. Today I am going to show you how I created a memory keeping mind map in my memory book. I got this idea from Audrey Medd, who is also one of the Cocoa Daisy design team members. Her Instagram is Law of Craft, and if you look in her story highlights, you will see crafty mind maps. She's done one of these every month so far this year, 2020, and they are just the coolest looking things. And I decided to do this on my monthly layout in my big Happy Planner memory keeping book. I used to do daily gratitude there, and I've really just fallen down with that, and I wanted to try something new. So on this left side of the page, right now what I'm doing is sprinkling some Brusho watercolor powder, and then you see that I have just spritzed it with some water. Brusho watercolor powders are so cool. I will link them down below in the description box, but you literally just sprinkle them and then you spritz with water. And the more water you spritz, the more, the more it covers the page. And I just wanted a little bit for kind of a cool background. Right now I am drying it with my handheld embossing heat gun. Because I'm going to put down some stickers and stuff and I need the paper to be dry. And I'm going to put down a layer of paper towel and a couple of books because the paper is kind of wavy now and I want it to be nice and flat for when I come back to it later. And through the magic of editing, here we are with a completely dry paper now that is pretty much all flat. And I've got my background. So according to Audrey, step one for making your mind map is to write down a list of your monthly goals. So that's what I'm doing here, is listing some monthly goals. I think I listed 3 or 4, but I ended up consolidating it down to 3 main ones. The next thing you do is you put down something in the middle that's sort of your main goal. And I took this journaling card from the Cocoa Daisy Backyard Blooms kit. And this card says, everything is going to be okay. And for me, August is a little bit stressful because we're getting ready to go back to school. And we're going to be going back virtually to start the year. And then at some point, we'll probably transition back to in-person. And there's a whole lot of uncertainty right now as to how this teaching is going to work. Contrary to a lot of people that you'll see online talking about how teachers are lazy and don't want to do anything, we are actually working really hard behind the scenes to try to figure out how to make this a good experience for the kids and for ourselves. So we've been working really hard and we've been stressing out a lot. And so I want to keep in the forefront of my mind that everything is going to be okay and to not stress out. So this card I thought was perfect, and what I'm going to do is I backed it in a little bit of turquoise paper so that it would pop a little bit on that background. I'm going to use some foam tape here so that when I put it down it'll sort of sit up off the page, and that's going to go in the center because that's sort of the main overview from me for my month. Everything is going to be okay. So the next thing I'm doing is I'm using the translucent stickers, the quote stickers from the memory keeping sticker kit from Cocoa Daisy. And then I realized after I made my background that if I put those stickers over top of my background, I really wouldn't be able to read them very much. So that was kind of silly of me, but I decided to just put them on white paper and then cut them out, and so they'll be translucent instead of, or I'm sorry, they'll be opaque instead of translucent. My cat, might be able to hear my cat yowling in the background. She wants to go outside. I'm not going to let her. So sorry, I got distracted for a second. Anyway, the step 2 of the mind map is to lay down stickers and die cuts that support your monthly goals. So I've got start every day with, I can't read it from here. Things are looking brighter. I've just pulled out those 3 stickers and then these die cuts that I felt would sort of like help me keep a positive attitude. And there's no rhyme or reason. I'm just sort of laying these down wherever I feel like I have a good spot. This is a very loosey-goosey kind of process, which for me is very new and different. I like things to be very ordered and for everything to have a place and for it to all make sense. And so just sort of putting it down there wherever is kind of a freeing thing, but also a little odd for me. I'm also using some stamps here from the same thing, the Backyard Blooms kit from Coco Daisy. So die cuts, stickers, and stamps that support your goals. And I'm just I am trying to conscientiously leave some space to write my goals, but I'm not really worried about where they're going to go. I'm just sort of putting them down there. So yeah. I was kind of like, oh man, this is a hot mess. But I'll tell you what, by the time I got to the end, I really liked it. And I think I may do this again next month and just try to make this process a little bit of my own. For this month, I pretty much kind of tried to copy fairly similarly to what Audrey did, but I already have some ideas for how I want to change it up and make it mine. Step 3 now is to actually write in the goals. Now, I'm writing the word August on the tab up there. That tab is covered with plastic, and you're going to see in just a minute that I'm going to actually wipe it off. I tested it to see if it was dry, and it was not. So we'll fix that in a minute. But right now I'm writing down my monthly goals, and that one is to, I think it's to say something about less stress. I'm having a hard time reading it from this far away. What I just did right there was something about relieving. I wanted to write down to relieve stress, and I spelled relieve wrong. This happens. So what did I do? I took some heart die cuts and I just covered up that word that was spelled incorrectly, and I'm going to write it again the correct way. Raise your hand if you've ever just messed up like that. There's always a way to figure out how to make it work though. So no, let's see. Maybe this is about finding ways to relieve stress that are not eating, finding healthy ways to relieve stress. And then up at the top, I think I put something down about making sure the house stays clean and tidy. Even though that's work and I hate to do it, I do feel more settled in my mind when the house is clean. Maintain healthy habits. That's what I wrote on the bottom. So eating healthy and, getting some exercise. And now the next step is to connect your goals with the sayings and die cuts and stickers that support them and connect them to each other. And pretty much that's it. I just have to say this came together so quick, and I really, really liked it. I'm just adding a couple of extra little embellishments, a couple of extra little hearts. I think it's kind of cool looking. I'm going to show you some close-up shots here in just a minute after I put my hearts down. Actually, no, I'm going to fix that August tab, I think, in just a minute. I love that the die cuts this month have sticky backs, so I don't have to run all of them through my Xyron machine or put glue on the back of all of them, just peel off the back and stick, and that is amazing. Adding some circles, adding some hearts, and see, there I am, like realizing that the August is just going to wipe off. So I've got a sticky tab, and I'll rewrite the word August, and I'll just peel and stick that tab and put that on there instead, because there's really nothing else on this page that indicates that it's August. And there you go, it's done. So yeah, take a look. Kind of neat. I'm going to use the right side, the other side of the monthly layout, to journal at the end of the month, or maybe mid-month, we'll see, about how I'm doing on my goals, whether or not I'm keeping up with things. So yeah, this was a really fun project. I'm looking forward to trying this every month, and you should give it a shot too. Like I said, take a look at Audrey's Instagram stories and see how she does hers. They're just beautiful. And for more crafty and memory keeping and planner inspo, please visit me at Teach Plan Craft. Thanks so much for being here, guys. Bye.